Hi everyone, it's me Carol from Practical Mystic. Glad you tuned in today as I begin to bring you the information that I had spoke about and promised for those of you who are participating in my videos and series on the Pythagorean Triangle. We know that there are secondary numbers, and one of them is the life path number, and I found that it would be more beneficial to do a separate series on all 9 basic life path numbers and then the 3 master numbers, because in analyzing the Pythagorean triangles, we know that there are secondary numbers that are very important to take into consideration when we are looking at this grid and analyzing it and determining gifts and challenges. So, for those of you who are tuning in and want to just participate or listen to and understand what your life path number is, it is the most important number in numerology, having to do with all the numbers that you have. And it is a very simple way to find out what your life path number. It basically is the sum total of your month, day, and year of birth. And this number shows what you came to learn and do in this lifetime. The date of one's birth was said to be determined by the soul and the higher self for the incoming child. And it's going to teach you, or let's say confront you with, that's why it's destiny and having to do with fate, those lessons that sages, occultists, initiates, and masters claim that were not finished in prior lifetimes. They're rolled over in this lifetime for you to work with. And there's some of them, there's gifts with these numbers, and there's challenges and lessons to learn with these numbers. And I will be doing all 9 numbers and the 3 master numbers. And today I will be starting out with the number 1 and 2 life path numbers. Where does this information come from? Well, this is what I'm going to present to you with some worksheets here. Comes from the workshops and numerology classes that I've done over the years. I've critiqued them. Most of it, I can't say a lot of it, most of it has my own personal experience and knowledge of over the 37 years that I've worked with numerology, and the many years that I've worked professionally with clients understanding these numbers. So there's a little bit of that in what I'm going to share with you and what I do share in my workshops. Again, many numerologists and occultists say that these lessons that we're confronted with in past lives that we have now brought back can be character traits, they can be talents, they are abilities, all of which have a purpose. They are to help us meet the experiences of this present lifetime. One last note to consider that is very important. When and if we, you, and I ignore our destiny or any other major number in our charts, it is said to cause disharmony, dysfunction, of course, unbalance, because we are working against our higher purpose and the main influence, or let's say pathway, to learn, to be guided with, to follow. So we're going to, it's natural. We take shortcuts, we take detours, all of it are life lessons and learning experiences, but it is fascinating to understand what you signed up for, because we certainly don't remember, and sometimes we scratch our head and said, I asked for this? Okay, I want another jury here. So let me move these items, and let me start by getting my worksheets here. And like I said, I'm going to be doing 1 and 2 today, trying to keep my videos short. And here you go, folks. Let me stand up to make sure you can see this on your monitors, and you can. All right. Again, destiny, life path, life lesson numbers. These different titles have to do with numerologists and authors just labeling this number from your date of birth differently. Now, I am a true follower and lover and believer of Swiss psychologist Carl Jung. And in his later years, he loved and studied astrology and worked with the tarot to help understand his clients. And this is a quote that he said, "That which we do not confront in ourselves, we will meet as faith." Wise words that really coincide and correlate with the aspects of numerology, especially our life path number. Okay, so if your life path number is a number 1, what I've done here is given you 2 keywords. And the second one with the arrow indicates basically what your lesson is. So number 1s are pioneers, and they have to, or it is advisable to learn self-development, get to know thyself. And this is what they would benefit from learning, to be self-confident and self-reliant. Even though number 1 is a very powerful, strong, male, masculine, yang energy, sometimes there is a weakness having all to do with your upbringing, and certainly it is very much colored by other aspects in your chart. So let's say this number 1 individual is a female. Immediately that 1 isn't as dominant. And let's say this female is born in a zodiac sign that is water, which would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Then certainly that 1 energy would be tempered very greatly, because water is not usually a zodiac sign that takes strong initiative. Now, someone that in those 3 zodiac signs that may be an exception to the rule would be a very strong Scorpio, because of that Mars ruling planet. So again, everything has to be considered. Okay, so they need to be self-confident and self-reliant, and also proper expression of will and power, because we'll see why I said that. Number 1s usually seek to be independent, original, creative, and have high energy levels. They are happiest when working alone or in a position of leadership. They are the pioneers. They like to break the rules. So that is why leadership roles seem to work better for the number 1 individuals. As 1 is a number of initiatives, you are self-starters and get the best results from launching new projects rather than taking over old lines of work. I would also like to say here, 1s sometimes don't finish everything they start. They get bored. They go on to something new, something catches their interest. So that also is a quality about them. 1s usually have a strong, positive, forceful, and purposeful personality. When will and mind are in harmony, you can be brilliant, a logical reasoner with an ability to quickly arrive at a decision, a solution, or act decisively in any situation called for. Okay. What are the negative aspects of the number 1? I'm going to put this here for now. The negative qualities, and of course, please, we have to take this into consideration, and please don't take offense. Quick to anger, criticize, and demand. Must be aware of addictive tendencies. Seek to be first, noticed, and or acknowledged. And that's why I said it was going to be self-explanatory. And they may be selfish, egotistical, sometimes weak-minded and arrogant. They become the bullies when they're insecure and have low self-esteem. So that are the negative aspects of the number 1. Okay, let's go on to the number 2. 2, we are going to call the helpers. And the quality and lesson they need to learn is self-balance. So important. You must learn to cooperate with others by being considerate, patient, gentle, and giving. And that's usually part of their personality from the get-go. Now, I put this in because sometimes the 2 is given to an individual male, for instance, which is the opposite of the number 2 vibration and force. And that male could be a fire sign, could be an Aries, could be a Leo, could be a Sagittarius, and they tend to take front and center and usually want others to cooperate with them. Not easy for them to always be cooperative. So I put that in to help that balance and understanding that not all 2s are pushovers. Many 2s are here to learn in this lifetime what it really means to give and receive in a balanced way, because some 2s give. They have burnout, then they become resentful, and other things happen. Also see their talents and abilities for the benefit, their talents and abilities for the benefits of others. Some of them are healers, natural born healers, laying on of hands, very sensitive hands, nurses, doctors. They're very good with the human body, massage therapists, acupuncturists, all of that, using of the hands and their sensitivities. Now, 2 possesses a good sense of rhythm and timing, and music, art, and dancing are beneficial outlets for their emotional and sensitive natures because they're expressing physically in that manner. Disagreements, strife, and dysfunctions take a toll on their mind and emotions. Also, the sympathetic nervous system get burnt out, anxiety. And here is more information about the 2s. They are intuitive and have an innate psychological knowing. They make good psychologists, therapists, counselors, friends. If you need a friend and a shoulder to lean on, 2s are there for you. They may have many friends, and 2s are loyal to those they love. They prefer to work for someone else than be owners of businesses. Now, this is very fascinating information about the number 2 that I did not give earlier when I was doing the symbology of the number 2 in a different video. And I really want to present it now because it really correlates with the number 1 energy and the number 2 energy, and how amazingly opposite those energies are. If you look at the shape of the 2, Okay, let me see, where's that piece of paper? Here we go. Nope, nope. I know I have the shape of the 2 here. There it is. No wonder I can't find it. Okay. We're going to need this later on, so we'll put that there. Okay, if you look at the shape of the 2, it looks to be kneeling, and it curves towards, you got it, folks. It curves kneeling towards the number 1, which of course precedes it. So 2s in that symbology are very service-oriented. Again, unlike the number 1, who is always kind of in the forefront, number 2 prefers to let someone else take the lead, and they quietly work in unison with others. So they make great employees. So what are the negative aspects? Well, they tend to be codependent. When overly sensitive and easily hurt, they recoil into a shell and may nurse their grievances. They have a memory like an elephant. They don't always forget. They tend to be people pleasers, fear of not being liked or good enough. Must guard against being easily influenced by others, and they tend to have fits of depression, issues, anxiety, and moodiness. Also, at times, 2s sometimes feel like their lives are going in circle, and I always like to tell them, maybe you're focusing on others more than you are on yourself, or what you desire, or what you need, what your needs are. And people seem to let them down because they put all their stock in others and in their families. And sometimes they feel that they're not going to get that respect or that quality of interest back to them. So balance is certainly a major issue, major importance for the number 2 individual, especially if you are a water sign or even an earth sign sometimes. The sensitive aspects of the earth signs, especially Virgos. Okay, folks, we're going to leave it there. I hope this is helpful. Like I said, this is going to be a separate part on just doing the life path, destiny, and life lesson numbers. Have any questions, just leave it in the comments section. Appreciate you watching, everyone. Thanks again. Bye for now.